afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the U.S. Men's National Team Training Camp. Thank you so much for your patience today. Today we're joined by defender Mark McKenzie and midfielder Brenden Aaronson. One note for those of you joining us tomorrow for our Matchday -1 media activities in Minneapolis, 10 a.m. The Mix Zone will, in place of Tim Ream, will be Patrick Agimon, and Tim Ream will be the guest with Mauricio Pochettino at the press conference at 3 p.m. at US Bank Stadium. A reminder, CONCACAF credentials are required for all media activities on Matchday -1. If you'd like to get in a queue to ask a question, you can do so by virtually raising your hand now.
That was a computer.
That was a computer.
Simple.
We'll begin with Stephen Goff from the Washington Post.
Thanks for your time. For Mark, what have you learned about Mauricio Pochettino over last?
Sorry, 1 second. Okay. I can hear
All
you
right,
now.
that definitely wasn't me. Mark, what have you learned about Mauricio over the duration of this training camp? How he's handled this team with a mix of young guys and veterans, and a year out for the World Cup, what he wants to mold now heading into the last stretch before next year. Thanks.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things and something that we always talk about is everybody understanding the intensity that we want to play with, and that being a common theme throughout whoever comes into camp. But the other side of it being to trust your quality and to trust your ability, that you're here for a reason, and that you need to lean on that, because everybody, again, has individual qualities, but the more you can trust yourself, the other guys around you will trust you, and likewise. So I think those two go hand in hand, and it's been something that he's preached from day one, and something that I think everybody has really stepped into. And again, it'll be something that will help us carry on into the World Cup next year, but most importantly, finishing out this tournament strong.
Next will be Sanjay Sujanthakumar.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, guys, for doing this. This one's for Mark as well. Mark, what's your mentality like going through this tournament? Obviously, Mauricio seems to have his preferred partnership right now, but you're pushing to start for this team next summer. So, yeah, how are you approaching training, and what's going through your mind? Thanks.
No, yeah, the biggest thing is, again, leaning on what I do well, and in turn, leaning on the guys around me to constantly learn it and figure out ways that I can mesh, whether that's on the field or off the field. Again, I have different qualities than other guys, but at the end of the day, this is a collective group that I think everybody knows that we're going to need each other in order to kind of get over the finish line, whatever that may be, whether it's the 90 minutes, whether it's the tournament, whether it's going into next summer. So, yeah, for me, it's taking it one day at a time, again, pushing the guys around me, being the competitor that I am, and I think in turn that pushes the level up in maybe 1%. So, yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I've been doing this camp.
Next will be Jeff Carlisle from ESPN FC.
There we go. My question's for Brenden. You've got against Keeler Navas in the past, for Costa Rica. What makes him such a difficult keeper to beat, and what kinds of things have you looked at and noticed about Costa Rica as a team?
Yeah, I think, I think for me, Keeler Navas is for sure one of the best goalkeepers of our generation. He's played at the highest level for a long time, and I have so much respect for him, and I know all the guys on the national team do. Like I said, he doesn't really have many weaknesses, but I think for sure, if we can overload him with shots and stay on top of the game and give him a hard time, yeah, just keep shooting, one always will go in the game. So, yeah, and then with Costa Rica, we know with them they're really competitive. They're going to want to compete with us, and I think the first thing for us is knowing that we have to reach their intensity, as always with every CONCACAF or Gold Cup game, is you have to reach their intensity and how high the speed of play is in the games like that. And it's going to be a quarterfinal, so it's going to be tough. But if we match their intensity, I think other than that, we can show our quality and yeah, finish the game.
We'll go back to Stephen Goff.
A question for Brenden. In camp, over these few weeks, it's that time of year when there's a lot of transfer rumors and buzz and everything else. What is it like being in this camp with guys who are subject of some of this talk. Um, do you guys talk to each other about movement and about experiences, possibly in going to a new country or club? What's it like behind the scenes?
Yeah, like sometimes we'll mess around, like, and say, like, if we see it on Instagram or something, like, we'll mess around with them and say, oh, dinner's on you or something like that. But no, it's just all fun and games, and we know, like, it's all personal stuff. We try to keep it like that. I mean, I don't try to ask about what's going on, and I mean, it's their personal thing. It's their decision in life and where they want to go with it and their career. So there's definitely some banter along with it, but you know, you kind of leave the personal things and that type of stuff to itself.
Who buys the most often?
Who?
To be honest, Tim might be the only one that's actually paid this camp
Yeah.
for something.
I think so.
Not much.
Outside of Sam, yeah, I think Tim is
Yeah.
next up. So
Tim Reeves, big winner.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
We'll go back to Sanjay Sujathakumar.
Thanks again, Michael. Brendan, you've been getting asked a lot about what it's like to be with your brother in this camp, but Mark, I'm just curious for you as one of the Union alum, what it's like to be with Brendan, his brother, but also some of those younger guys. Like, what is it like, observing them after seeing them in the academy when you were there and now seeing them in the national team environment? Do you guys feel like older too? Dare I say old at this point? Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I guess I'm the old head of the Union alumni here right now. So yeah, I think it's special. I think that's probably the first thing that comes to mind because you see how many players have come through the academy ranks, and having been there with BU back when the academy kind of first originated, and seeing how many players have come through the system, and now we have 5 representing in this Gold Cup. That's a testament to the investment that the club has put into the youth players there. But it's also a testament to the individual players as well, and the dedication, the sacrifice that you put in the game, and ultimately believing in yourself, which ultimately will get you to the point where you're at now. So, no, I'm definitely proud to kind of be a part of the Academy alumni here from Philly. But again, still ways to go. But again, it's a glimmer of what we got over there in the Academy products.
Well, thanks to Mark and thanks to Brenden for joining, and all of you again for your patience this afternoon. For those of you in Minneapolis, we will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Time.